This is for Year 11 methods. We're going to look at question 14 from the tech free section of the chapter 1 review. Now, we're asked to solve a pair of simultaneous equations for A and B. So we're going to look at 14a as an example. Just a quick recap on simultaneous equations. There are two methods you can use to solve these equations together. They're known as substitution and elimination. So the goal of both these methods is to get one equation with one variable only, okay? Because when you have one equation, one variable, you can actually solve it. If you have one equation, two variables, you can never solve it, okay? So that's the idea behind these two methods. So I'm going to use method 1 first. I'm going to try to use substitution. So the idea of substitution is to make one variable the subject. Okay. Once you make one variable the subject, you sub into second equation. Okay. So here we can see that the easiest variable to make subject is b, because I can move the b to that side. So b will be here, and I can move the 11 to the left-hand side. So it'll be 4a minus 11 equals b. Okay. Can you see I've made one of the variables subject? Now what do? I sub this into the second equation. Okay. So I'm gonna substitute this thing in place of b. Okay. So 3a plus 2b. It's no longer b anymore. It's 4a minus 11. So 4a minus 11 equals 6. Now I'm going to expand and simplify. So that's 8a minus 22 equals 6. So combining, 11a minus 22 equals 6. A equals, now I shouldn't jump a step, because 11a equals 28. So a would be equal to 28 over 11. Okay, we're not done yet because we solved for a, which is great. Okay, that's half the problem done. We need to solve for b as well. So an easy way to solve for b is to sub this back into either one of the equations. I'm going to sub into the easy one because I'm going to sub into equation 1 because it's easier. So I'm going to go 4a minus 4a. Our a we already know, it's 28 over 11. Minus b equals 11. Okay, I'm going to expand this. I'm going to work out the number. 4 times 28 is 112. That should be correct. 112 over 11 minus b equals 11. Now we've got fractions to deal with, so I need to make the other number in terms of over 11, so it makes it easier. So it's 121 over 11 is the same as 11 whole. Now I'm going to move the b to the other side, and I'm going to move this to that side. Okay, so b would equal 112 minus 121. Okay, so you should get minus 9 over 11. Okay, so that's your b, that's your a, that's done. Okay, now this is the substitution method. Remember, you're making one of the variables subject and subbing it into the second equation, okay, and solving it. The elimination method is when you're trying to get rid of, I'll rub this out, one of the variables, okay, by either subtracting or adding both equations together. Now we can't eliminate straight away here because the a's aren't the same, and nor are the b's. So you're going to make one of the equations have the same amount in terms of variables. So I'm going to make the first equation, I'm going to multiply that by 2, so I can get a 2b here and a 2b there. So when I add them together, they eliminate. So if I multiply the first equation by 2, I get 8a minus 2b equals 22. Second equation will leave the same, equals 6. Can you see now that I've done that step? These can eliminate each other when I add both equations together. So when I add both equations together, I get 11a negative 2b plus 2b goes poof, goes away. So we got equals 28. A equals 28 on 11, and you go through the same process. You just sub this into your equation 1 again, and solve for b. Okay, so I'm not going to go over that. It's exactly the same step, but I guess the idea is get the right principle. Sometimes you might need to work on both equations. Okay, so sometimes, like for example, if I want to eliminate the a, I need to multiply this by 3, first equation by 3, and the second equation by 4, so you can get it both to 12a. So you can subtract both equations and eliminate it that way. So there's more than one way to do it, but always try to think of the easiest way so that you don't waste too much time doing unnecessary steps. Hopefully that gives you a good overview of how to solve using substitution elimination.